Hey everyone, it is Buster, and it is day 2 of the pre-op diet. I'm having VSG surgery on February 5th, 2018, so we are just under 3 weeks away from getting started. And like I said, today is day 2 of my 3-week pre-op liquid diet. Today was a rough day. So today, really last night, after I made the video last night, we had soup for dinner, so I get to have 1 can of soup per day, and I get to eat the whole thing, so I get to have, the little chunks of meat and vegetables that was in my soup last night. So I had the soup last night, and then shortly after the soup, I realized that I still had 3 or 4 hours to be awake, and I was done with getting any sort of food intake. So I did the math on the liquid diet that I'm doing right now, and it's about 800 to 850 calories a day, depending on which yogurt I eat or whether I do pudding or jello. So there's a little bit of variation with that. And so 800 calories a day from 4,000 calories a day, probably, if I had to guess. That's a big drop. So it was a shock to the system yesterday, getting into the swing of things with the diet here, and yeah, it was a rough morning. So this morning I woke up, we had what was supposed to be a snow day today ended up not being a snow day, and I woke up this morning and just didn't feel good, and probably to be expected after cutting down the calories so much and not taking in any food for the first time in years. It's been since I've gone a whole day without eating. I think the last time I went without any food, I did a short fast back in 2011. I think I went 3 days. And so I am now on day 2 of not having any food in my belly aside from the little bit of stuff I had last night. So it was rough. This morning I woke up and, like I said, was just kind of lightheaded and weak, and really didn't want to get going for the day, and finally got up and got to work. And it really kind of hit me today that I have officially hit the point in this process where I'm never going to eat the same again. And my surgeon, he talked about going through this process of weight loss surgery, and I mentioned this in a previous video, that it was going to be like losing a person, or going through the grieving process. And so that kind of started, I caught myself just thinking last night, almost bargaining, as kind of. And I think that's kind of where I'm at in the grieving process, so you can look up the grieving process. But kind of going through the whole thought of, I can do this without having to have surgery or those things. And the truth is, I really probably could do this without having to have surgery. But I've been able to have done this without surgery now for, almost 20 years. And for all the reasons I've discussed in other videos, this is the time to do this. And I know most of what's going on now are just nerves, and going through the kind of the process here of really just dealing with the life. And so most of what I'm going through now, I know, is just dealing with nerves, and also just kind of coming to terms with the fact that I'm making a decision to better my life and to extend my life, and all those things. So I'm still very positive about it. I know this video is a little bit of a drag. It's been a rough day, and I'm hungry. The good news is, it's, almost 7 o'clock at night. I just got home from work in the driveway here at the house, but I wanted to make this quick video. Maybe not quick, but I wanted to make this video to document the rough day. And not a bad day, just rough. It's, like I said, just coming to terms with this whole thing, and it's real now. It's not, we've been talking about it for a while. I've been going through this whole process of coming to the decision for over a year, and so we're underway. And so day 2, pretty well in the books. A couple more hours tonight, but like I said, I'm going to go get some hot soup, which on this cold day, it's 28 degrees outside right now is what my car says, and it was down in the teens this morning. So a cold day, nice bowl of hot soup is going to be awesome. I'm excited to get some actual food in my stomach for today. And then I kind of changed it up today a little bit. So what I did yesterday is I had my protein shakes throughout the day until before dinner. And so after dinner, I was just done for the day. And so today, I planned it where I can actually have my soup here in a few minutes, and then my protein shake, I will get to do that after dinner. And so I spread everything out a little bit more today, hoping that I wouldn't, get my stomach growling and the hunger pains and all of that stuff after dinner. And so we'll see how it goes tonight. I'll update you guys tomorrow on how that goes. But yeah, I just wanted to come in and thank everyone for the continued support. Comments and everything are awesome. I appreciate it. It's really helping a lot. And then also, big thank you. I tell her in person, but my wife has decided to do this liquid diet with me, and so she is plugging along. She actually interrupted this video a minute ago with a phone call to ask me if I was coming inside because she was starving and wanted to make her soup. And so couldn't have a better support system with family and friends that really are standing beside me through this process. And so thank you to all of you and everyone who shares and likes and comments on the videos. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. It's really helping me get through this, knowing that there are so many people who are invested in this with me. And I can't wait to share the rest of this with you guys. And good news, I know it's not going to continue. It was probably the first day dumping water weight, but I weighed in yesterday morning when I started the liquid diet at 506.2. So I think my official starting weight with the surgeon was 503.5, and my scale here when I weighed in yesterday morning, obviously I gained a few pounds between Wednesday of last week and starting the liquid diet this week with eating out just uncontrollably over the last 5 days before we started the liquid diet. But we weighed in yesterday at 506.2, and I weighed in this morning at 501.6. So I'm 1.6 pounds away from never weighing 500 pounds again, which is awesome. I don't know if you know this or not, but weighing 500 pounds sucks. It makes everything harder. Looking forward to not being out of breath when I get dressed in the morning, and not being out of breath when I have to get up and walk to the restroom at work, and not being out of breath when I walk into meetings. And so all of those things are, they're coming, and it's exciting. And so I'm ready to do this, and I really, like I said, appreciate all of your support. I love you guys. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you again soon.